bad, me sick, me Reggaeville.
Reggaeville family, it is SummerJam, and I have with me fresh off the stage, no other than Skillibeng. How is everything, sir?
Everything is great. I had a wonderful performance, great vibes from the SummerJam crowd, Mad.
Yeah, but it was super awesome. I enjoyed it a lot. The people were responding and singing along and everything. Was this the expectation that you had when you came here?
Yes, it's my first time in Germany. I had to make it legendary. So that was expected from me. I had to represent for my fans. I had to represent for Jamaica. I just had to do it.
Yeah, man, and you did so well, man. It was an amazing show, and the place was ram-packed,
Thank you. Yes, I did. I did, and that's just the work that I've been putting in to do good music so that it spreads across the world so people can actually relate to Skillibeng. I want to see Skillibeng perform.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Yeah, man. We could actually see that, man, that you put in hard work to make this presentation as awesome and great as it was, All the way from Jamaica, all the way from St. Thomas in Jamaica, license, you're right. I think possibly the prettiest beach in St. Thomas, I would say, is in license. Would you agree?
Yes, I do agree. Yeah.
Emwa Warmington
Yes.
is from that place. Tell me a bit about that person. How was growing up in St. Thomas?
In St. Thomas, I grew up in License Retreat. I spent most of my infant days in a place called Erie Castle, which is really the countryside of St. Thomas. Then I moved to License Retreat, and that person was just a young youth who was never scared to express themselves musically, whether sports, music. I was just that kind of person who was just, well spoken and outspoken too, I was a happy kid growing up in St. Thomas, and that shows in my music as well, because I don't create like music that drives people to, go on the lower side, like feel some type of way, I create happy music. So that's how I grew up.
Okay. And your dad, I'm not sure if he still has it, but he used to have a supermarket, or maybe still has it. He works in that supermarket 7 days a week, gets up for work and is at work 9 a.m. every morning, right? It's a very disciplined man. The work ethics, also the discipline, is this something you learned from him?
Yes, it is. As you said, he did go to work, and he still goes to work 9 a.m. every morning. And he's one of the prime examples in my life that I had to, show me how a person or a man should operate, especially when it comes down to feeding the family and taking care of the family and your surroundings. So big up to my pops,
Of course. Big up to the dad in St. Thomas. How did music enter your life? I mean, in Jamaica, music is omnipresent. You hear it everywhere and thing, but especially to the extent that you also started rhyming and spitting lyrics yourself.
I mean, it was my dad had a special love for music, so I think that was passed down to me, because he used to just play music all the time in his cars, and so I used to like all different, because he plays all different types of music. So that's how I fell in love with all different types of music. That's how I create a different sound of music, because my music is kind of every sound that's out there combined. But it's just sometimes mainly patois that I sing, But it's the flow, how I do it is just a universal language musically, the pattern especially.
Yeah, right.
And my dad had a lot to do with that. Me, on the other hand, I love music a lot, to the extent where I had to record music and write music. So it wasn't really only about my dad. It was just me hearing the music and falling in love with music. And then I fell in love with it so much that I had to recreate my own.
So who were your favorite artists when you were a kid?
My favorite artists were Vibes Cartel. I used to listen to Beanie Man. I love all music, every music, but Lil Wayne, you name it. A lot of artists. I especially if it's good music, I really enjoy listening to all artists. You know.
You mentioned recreating music yourself. Where was the point in life where you got to understand that your talent is, let's say, beyond the average, because that you could actually pursue this in a professional way?
Well, it was during school. On I think it was a lunch break. Everyone was writing the quickest song that you could write, like just showcase what you had going on. And I wrote my song very quite quickly and presented it to the group of male students that were participating, and everybody was like, that's not your song, you didn't write that. So that's when I realized, and I did it so easy on the spot, and surprised everybody so much, and that was when I realized that I could do it easier, and I'm actually more musical than a lot of people.
You mentioned that you listened to a lot of music when you were young. Eventually, you're making dancehall now. And once I heard you say in an interview that because you're Jamaican, dancehall, that is your culture. So could you imagine at some point in time, you could also maybe do something else than dancehall? Maybe a gospel or a reggae tune?
Well, I have done reggae songs. I've done reggae songs. I've done practically reggaeton. Now I think my sound now in music isn't actually the original sounding dancehall. It is dancehall, but it has a touch of hip hop, R&B.
Trap, maybe.
Yeah, trap. Anything that sounds, it has to just have because I not even me knows the next type of beat that I want to record on. It has to just sound different and sound new. So I basically don't do the traditional sounding dancehall music. So it's kind of different for me. So I think I already do a different type of music other than dancehall, because I have a lot of songs that are dancehall, but on the other hand, I have a lot of songs that don't sound like dancehall naturally without even trying. So that's just me and the love that I have for music and listening to other songs or music than dancehall, putting them together.
All right, let's not put it in a box then. Let's just call it the Skillibeng style, the unique style.
Yeah, Mr. Universe.
Is that something that you created particularly because you wanted to set yourself apart from the competition, if there is any?
What,
or
the name or
no,
or
the whole style.
Okay.
Did you say to yourself, okay, I'm gonna do something brand new, something nobody heard before, or is it just naturally how this came?
Okay, so there's a lot of thought put in what I do. So the thing is, originally starting music, writing my own music, my delivery was, I noticed at the early stage that my delivery wasn't the same as every other artist or the mainstream artists or people that are already out there in the music industry. Songs that I would hear on radio or songs that are just out there professionally done. My delivery was a little bit different in the way I delivered them. It didn't sound like traditional dancehall all the time. So that's when I realized that, I do music a little bit different, and I had to accept that, because if you accept that, that's when you become a difference in the whole category that you're in, and you separate yourself and your sound from people that are already there and make a space for yourself in the industry. So I use that as my advantage instead of, thinking that I I'm not good enough, or I don't sound as, or sound the same as the ones before me, or use the same patterns as they do, or the same flows and sounds and melodies as they do.
Do you still recall that one song that you wrote in school when everybody was like, yo, you never write that?
Yes, I still do up until this day.
So you can do it?
It was a simple song, so I would start and say, but me rock it and me clap it, beat it and slap it. Not a pussy hole can stop it. Remember mama take camera, chicken in a belly, man a pocket. 3 in a 1 shot a chick, 16 shot. Down in a 9mm, 1 shot, you cool like freezer. Second shot, make them ball out, like the teacher. Hallelujah, like the preacher. You see me? So it
And
was,
all of that you did right, that just like that, and that quick like that, and you were.
yeah. So and I still, I think it's whack, but to others it was,
You're very hard on yourself, man.
yeah. Sometimes, but I can be like a fun person and just let stuff like pass and just have fun, and because that's how a lot of my songs came along, like Wap Wap and certain simple songs that people would catch along to, with just holding a vibe and not thinking about what people say when songs go out, and you just being yourself. Even though I'm hard on myself and I could write excellent songs, but sometimes people don't have the time to really listen what you're saying. It's just all about the vibes and what's going on at the moment, so you have to know how to swing.
And cater to the people. Yeah, man, yeah, man.
Yeah.
We mentioned that you, as a Jamaican artist, doing a unique style, but in a let's say dancehall kind of direction. What impact does dancehall have on Jamaican society? Because I mentioned music is omnipresent and stuff.
Dancehall has a big influence on the Jamaican society, as the Jamaican society is dancehall. That's just musicians expressing Jamaicans' way of life and what we do daily, and how we are.
So what we hear in your lyrics, that is a reflection of what is going on, let's say, in Jamaican society on a whole. Do you usually write fictional texts, or do you write personal texts from experience?
Most of my songs are personal texts from experience, because you're not gonna just sing songs that don't have meaning to you all the time. So most of my songs are personal. Fiction will always come in music, because sometimes you're just expressing yourself and you need like lyrics to fill in and you sound right, and it's not always about you. Sometimes it's a universal language, so you got to put topics that not only relate to you but probably could relate to somebody else. So that's how I mix it. So sometimes it's both of them in a song. Sometimes it's personally just me ranting on a song, like how I feel at the moment. So I don't really write or sing a whole fiction song. Like I could probably actually relate to most of what I'm saying. So that's how it goes.
I heard you once say in an interview also that you do not like to read, but you like to write. That, by the way, came up in connection to your how many CXCs you have? 9. Congratulations on that. Massive big up. So it said you had English literature, but you didn't like to read, but you like to write. So could you imagine writing a book ever instead of writing just a song?
Yes, I could imagine writing a book, but personally I haven't experienced as much as I want and as much knowledge as I want to pass on to whoever will be reading my book as yet. So yeah.
Those are the 2 magic words there.
Yeah. So
if you wrote a book, what kind of book?
And now I do actually like to read, but it was just not me as a teenager. Over time I get to realize the importance of reading. So now I do actually like to read.
I like the quote because I feel the same. I write a lot and I have a hard time focusing on reading, to be honest with you. But that's why I could relate so much to this. So if you wrote a book at some point, what kind of book would that be? Because you said you have a humorous side. So would it be more on the joyous, funny kind of thing, or would it be more like a thriller?
No, it wouldn't be it wouldn't be a humorous book. Maybe it would be
romantic, maybe.
I would write a excellent romantic book, but for me it would have to be about just passing on the knowledge that I've gathered on just over time, me on Earth, every experience I had that I think needs to be notified or passed on, or somebody would do good with this type of knowledge, that I would just jot it down and put all of them together and put them in a excellent like formation, or just present it properly to whoever needs it.
All right. If you write it, I look forward to reading it. But in the meantime, do you have specific things coming up in the near future? Any particular video or a new single or other project that you're working on?
Yes, I do actually. I have a song out now for pre-sale called Boom. It's about to be released on the 18th of July. So I just want the people to look out for that. It's been going on crazy on TikTok.
Okay.
Everybody asking me for that song.
So 18th is coming out.
Yeah, everybody asking me for that song, so I'm about to release it. I asked for 10K pre-saves for the song, and I think it's almost there. So
I'm sure it's gonna go through the roof.
yeah. So that's it. And my album will be out soon. I don't have a date, but look out for the album, Mr. Universe. It's coming out soon.
So we have enough things to look forward to. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best for that. Just in case you write the book, all the best for the book as well. And in the meantime, take good care, and thanks for the conversation. Skillibeng.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for having me. Is there?
Me mad, me sick, me Reggaeville.